So on today's video, I'm going to be running 12 Richardson 112 hats. So the 112 is really popular style, and Richardson is a really popular brand. These hats are very sought after, very requested. If you order through SNS, you know how hard sometimes it can be to get these guys in stock sometimes. But today I'm running 12. I already have 2 running. I'll show you here. I already have 2 of these running. And I'm using the Smartstitch 1201 and the Smartstitch S1001. So this is our newest one. This is a 10 needle, and that's a 12 needle. So they operate on the same operating systems. So if you already have either one of these, you will be familiar with either machine. But these are thicker than the Yupong 6606 style or 6506 style. Got a piece of hair sticking up. But Richardson is known for quality, so they use, I'm assuming, just thicker material on their stuff. So over here we have our hooping station. It's just, mine is actually backwards. Your hoop station will probably be sticking out this way, but I kind of like this way. I don't know, I left mine that way from the manufacturer. So on these guys, I use, I believe this is 1 ounce stabilizer. These hats are too thick for you to be using 3 ounce or 2 ounce stabilizer. The Auto brand sells these really thin, 1 ounce ones. You can also get some on Amazon and cut them up. These are about 6 inches. So I think it's 6x4. Always take your cardboard out. You don't want to stitch your design on these. It'll ruin your hat. Put a piece of stabilizer down. Always fold out the sweatband, because you also don't want to embroider the sweatband onto the hat. So pop that out. And then we're gonna bring our latch around. And we're in. So if you did this correctly, your hat will, be gripping, the teeth will be gripping in this transition between the bill of the hat and the crown of the hat. So this is what you want to see, and it's nice and tight, so it's not shifting anywhere. All right, next we come to our machine. I'm going to use the S1001 first. And on these hats for Richardson, I don't really do anything special. The only thing I really do is the speed. I run it at 650. You can do 600 if you want. The needle is a standard 7511. I know some people like to use the 9014s, which are really the thicker ones, but the 7511 should work fine. A good tip is to always have a fresh needle in there, so change that needle out, put a fresh new needle in so it's nice and sharp. I know there's people that like to steam the hat, the Richardson 112, or they put water on it. I don't do any of that. Let me flip this around and show you here. So we're on the 10 needle machine. I always do this little trick where I bring my needle down, and I want to align the needle to the seam. The great thing about their new 10 needle is that it has these buttons on the left and on the right. So I can just shift it, get it right dead on the middle. So I don't do a trace. So I always trace the design on the first hat. So tracing just pretty much means that you're making sure that your presser foot here isn't gonna hit this band right here. I'm just gonna do it on the second hat just to show you guys how to do that. But you go here, and then you hit this little flower, and then you're gonna move the design around the frame. And so it goes around, and it makes sure that I don't hit this. So I'm pretty in the clear here. And I only do that for the first hat. After that, you don't really need to do that, because shouldn't hit anything. So. And then after that's done, we're gonna hit start. And it should run pretty smooth from here. Now, if you're running into needle breaks, too many thread breaks, things like that, you might want to check your tension. You should always double check your tension before running these 112 hats. If your tension is any way off, whether it's the bobbin's too loose or too tight, or the top tension is too loose or too tight, you're gonna get a bunch of thread breaks. You can also run into the needle breaking, just a bunch of problems that you don't wanna really deal with. And a lot of people get discouraged with these 112 hats. Every now and then they're still tricky for me, but I've managed to find the sweet spot with them. Make sure your digitized file is done correctly. Make sure your digitizer is accounting for that extra thickness in the middle of these hats. They have a seam here, let me show you. So they have that thick white seam in the middle, and that gives people a lot of problems. So make sure whoever digitizes your file is accounting for that. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on hooping these and finishing the run of 12. All right, so this one's done. And now we're gonna take it and finish cleaning it up. So after your hat is done, all you gotta do is remove it from the hoop. Take the stabilizer out. Always use tearaway on hats, don't use cutaway. And that's your design. You can use a lighter. Sometimes you have like little pieces of thread there, and you can just lightly go around the hat and clean those up. But there you go. Nice clean embroidery. Now if you have any questions on the Smartstitch machine or how to embroider on the Richardson 112s, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. So.